You always talk about wanting to play more often. I mean, the long break, long week. How are you feeling going into Sunday, just given there has been a long time since last time you've been caught?
Yeah, well, it probably the break honestly came right at the right time for us, right? I felt like maybe, just the wear and tear of the season kind of wore our energy down a little bit. It's kind of what you saw against Tasmania, and you give them full credit for what they did. But, a couple days off, kind of reset, recalibrate, and, kind of get back to some basics where you have a few practice days in a row where you're focused on you and not thinking about the scout so much, and then you start to think more about the scout. But I think it's been a good week of prep.
A lot at stake, given top of the table clash. Obviously, you guys want to get that top spot in those home finals locked away, looking ahead. But do you talk about what's at stake and what could be at stake for this one?
No, not really, to be honest with you. I think that during the regular season, there's ebbs and flows, right? And this is 1/33 of our journey. Like, we've done our work. If you take care of the things you're supposed to take care of, you'll end up where you're supposed to be at the end of the year. Obviously, we'd like to play better than we did in our last outing. We understand the ladder and where everybody's at and, how it looks, but it's really more important for us still to be focused on us and our prep and our journey. And, if we handle the things that we're supposed to take care of, then we'll have the outcome that we want, which is the win. And that's how we all kind of measure ourselves. But as long as this group is moving forward over this last 9 games, that we're the best version at the end is really what I'm after.
Are you a believer in the cliche, the loss you needed to have? Are you a believer in that at all?
I mean, as a coach, I do think sometimes it's harder to get their attention. I think just human nature. I think we won 12 of 13 going into that Tasmania game. And you're trying to say, hey, we didn't play well in the Brisbane game, or we didn't do this. And, it's just easier to get everybody's attention after a loss. Unfortunately, that it comes to that once in a while. But I do think the break and everything came at the right time, too, for us to get a little reset and then to refocus on where we need to be.
Having their attention, as you put it, what did training look like this week that they came in and they went, okay, we're zoned in, we need to focus on X, Y, and Z to make sure that don't happen again?
Yeah, because we've played like 24 games now, I tried to go back with a little bit of, how we looked at the beginning and where we looked after maybe a third of the year or a quarter of the year and midway through the year and where we look now. And you could see some significant differences on both sides of the ball. And I think there was some probably those sort of aha moments, like there it is. This is what we were doing. This is what we're doing now. Teams have scouted us, right? We've all scouted each other. We're all, it's a small league of 10 teams. So we know everybody's strengths and weaknesses, and you have to kind of adjust to what they're doing. I thought the team was really dialed in on some of those things that we need to go ahead and get back to.
It's your new man, John, due to the scouting. He's a new variable.
Yeah, well, John's, fortunately I've been around John in the past a couple of years ago with USA Basketball and some of those World Cup qualifiers. And, what you're going to see is the ultimate professional. He's going to fit our group on and off the court. He's got an elite ability to shoot the ball, but he also does a lot more than that because he's a true professional. And he'll fit our group, and he'll add some things to the group. And I'm excited about mixing him with the group, and we'll see where we are and how this thing looks going over the next 9 games.
Sometimes it takes a long time for imports to fit in. You don't have a lot of time for him to fit in, I suppose, before the finals. Is he the sort of player that can click?
Well, a true professional is somebody that's never out of shape, takes care of his body on and off the court, knows everybody else's job and responsibility the way he knows his own. You do what you do, and you make sure that your main thing is your main thing. And John's main thing has always been shooting. He's played with a lot of teams, 14 years as a pro, a lot of different systems. He's played in FIBA, although he hasn't played here. This has been one of the leagues that he's wanted to play in. I've talked to John a couple different times over the last couple years about where he was on his journey. So, the timing sort of fit for us to make this work right now. He's been playing, which is also another key. It's not like he's been sitting in the States doing 1-on-0 workouts, which in my opinion are the worst kind of workouts. And we'll just kind of have to see once we mix him with the group how it looks, but I expect him to get his feet under him really quickly.
What's the biggest difference between him and Troy as players? It seems like shooting's
You know, I don't know if I want to go there, to be honest with you. I really, really enjoyed Troy. It's unfortunate that he felt like he needed to go home, but I really enjoyed coaching him and really enjoyed, him with our group. He did some really, really good things out there, and I just wish him the best. And John's a different guy, so I don't know if I want to compare it. We'll see how that looks as we go, but it will change us. There's for sure. It'll change us on both sides of the ball in our group, and I think it's going to be really good, but we'll see.
Just a few minutes for him, is that the plan? More minutes?
I have no idea yet because I haven't really seen him. He's been in Perth he's been there for a little while, waiting on me to get there.
The Troy breakup ending, from your point of view, can you talk through it?
Well, I just think that Troy felt like he needed to take a break, and that's where he felt like he was. And, as a coach and more importantly, as a person, I got to respect that, and I want to support him in any way he possibly needs supported. He was really good to coach. He was really good to, go to dinner and be around the group, and I just want him to be successful, whether it's on the court or off the court. So whatever kind of support he needs in that journey to be, we're here for him. I just really enjoyed having him around the group, and it was a little bit of a surprise, but everybody has these. We're all on different journeys, and like I said, it's about supporting him as a person.
About the fact that you guys were able to find a replacement so quickly. I know in years gone by, the Sixers, that feels like something maybe this organisation might have let slip, but it was done and dusted nice and quick. How does that eventuate? Who do we thank? How did it come to be?
Yeah, well, as an organization, if you're not keeping track of where all the players are all over the world, I don't think you're doing your due diligence. One of the things that Matt Weston and myself have been working on is we constantly are watching all the leagues around the world. You're watching all the Australian players all around the world. You know where your free agents are and who's where and who's doing what and who's got a job and who doesn't have a job. Like, I think those are just levels of professionalism for an organization. So if something happens, you should know exactly there's a pool that maybe fits your criteria. And I just think that was part of the process, that we could quickly go through a list of names that we felt like, at this point in the year, 24 games, I kind of think I have an idea of what we need and don't need. So there was a list of guys, and we kind of went through the list, and you start getting on the phones with agents and players, and I kind of knew where some people were, obviously, and so those things happen quickly if you've done your homework, I think.
Hoops Fest? You like Hoops Fest? You like the concept?
It's been great. I didn't like last year. We lost by 6 points because we let Bo Qual make 2 threes at the end of the game. Not that I remember it vividly, but yes. The concept of everybody going out there and playing, it's been great. Last year, everybody was super supportive. I like the fact the whole league's there. It's good to see everybody. And it's kind of an interesting game for us to, both of us to fly over there and play. And, it'll be at 11:30 tip-off there, which will be a little bit different too. And, it'll be a good challenge, I would imagine, for both teams to, see where we're at with 9 to play.
Massive game, Mike. Do you approach it any differently? This game shape, perhaps, a regular season time with you and the Phoenix.
Yeah, I don't think so, to be honest with you. We're in first place right now. We're going to be in first place after this game. We've done a lot of work. This game, like I said before, is game 25 on our schedule, and it's 1/33 of our schedule. That's it. And you have a 50-50 chance to win it by controlling your own energy and your own attitude. And I'm looking forward to it, but it will not define our season whether we win or lose.
Do we expect any extra Sixers fans, given Bryce is still pretty
I hope
popular over
so.
there?
We want all those blue jerseys. I mean, there are more Sixers fans and more blue jerseys around the league. There's more support. Man, I love, the team hotels, and when we pull in or out of the arenas, there's definitely more support. The players notice it. I think the coaches notice it. We all feel it. We very much appreciate it. So I hope they whether I guess they're blue or red jerseys, as long as they say 11 and cotton on it, we know they're supporting us.
Mike, just a quick one on Jenkins. What are your expectations in terms of fitness?
Yeah. Yeah, I got to be honest with you again. I don't know. This has kind of been a unique season, like when we went to Cairns early in the year, Nick met us there, right? And he played in a game for Adelaide before he ever got to Adelaide, which is kind of unique. And there potentially is that again. I've got to just get with him. We need to see where he is, how his body feels, how he meshes. And, I anticipate him being a professional and that he understands concepts, but this is a really unique thing. I want him to be successful on the court, so I don't want to put him in a position that would be negative in any ways. And obviously this is a really high quality opponent, so we want to make sure he's ready to go before we put him out there.